Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Um, really cold here. It's so freaking cold in here. Anyway, um, before I get into this Seven Deadly Sins, Nanatsu no Taizai, no Maggie chapter yet, I was reading a little more of Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. Still got a long way to go with that manga, but when I'm finished with it, I'll do a review. Yeah, of the manga completely. So yeah, that's that story. Okay, moving on. Nanatsu no Taizai. Seven Deadly Sins. This one was pretty damn good. On many levels. The main parts of this chapter, I think, more or less were we had several things. First of all, we had some new powers coming out in the open. I thought that was pretty interesting. We found out that this monster is on a holy night originally, and it's now known as an unholy night. That's the name of the chapter, by the way. And we get two people of the Seven Deadly Sins. We get King and we get meliodas, both revealing kind of new powers that we never seen them done before. We haven't seen them used before, I should say. King basically, he had brought out another form of the spear, which was kind of funny. Oh, we're in a domo. And the other form of it was a guardian. And supposedly he was saying how it was resistant to fire because of the moss that would be on the tree and everything. It's known as the guardian. Of course, we later find out that's completely useless. You'll find out why. And then we find meliodas revealing an interesting power as well. He finds this sword on the ground and he uses it against a monster. It's black flames. Oh shit! When I saw that, it was like black flames. You know, because the Naruto, the Tomatsu, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, but that's something else. That's beside the point. The black flames was like, pretty boss. So we had those two things, and the other thing that happened was the ending. The ending was a okay kind of thing. The ending has Elizabeth answering the door. Remember that guy Kane from the Bizil town of Bizil during the the tournament and stuff? Well, he knocks on the door to talk to Elizabeth, and he's saying to her, Elizabeth's saying, "Oh, Kane, Master King, you were in Bizzle, and everything." And he's like, "That's impossible." And he basically says, "I must be dreaming." And says, "Liz." That's what he calls Elizabeth. Calls her Liz, which is the same name, I believe, of the person that meliodas forgot to save. Couldn't save, but yeah. But let's get into the summary of this. So yeah, chapter 56, Unholy Night, we got the picture of that crazy looking creature. By the way, another reason I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. This creature, this monster, who obviously was originated from a holy night, its heads. Sorry about that. Its heads spit stuff out. Literally. One head spits out like cold frost, and another one spits out like this venom shit that later on we find out is it's like acid. I was like, wow, awesome shit. But yeah, in the beginning we basically have Dawn Roar, and then they're basically talking to each other, and they don't understand why, why would he put may have the monster wear his own armor, and Thread is saying, "I don't understand." and he's saying like, why was Hellbram asking us so determined to kill this strange monster? Why didn't he use the new generation Holy Knights, and so on and so forth? And the guy with the arrows is saying, Threader, like, why don't we take a look and see what's in that helmet? So on and so forth. And he says, no, our mission was to kill, and then that was it. And his comrade saying, the guy with the arrows is saying probably the new generation couldn't handle it. They're just apprentice Holy Knights, and so on and so forth. They're not on the same level as real Holy Knights. And we look and see that someone's watching them. Jericho was nearby. And I'm like, okay, so obviously she's spying on them and saying so and so forth. And then Fred is like basically saying that it seems like he's desperately trying to hide the existence of this monster. And that's pretty much what we get from that. And the rest of this chapter is pretty much just meliodas and gowther and the others. And Gowther's just basically telling them about how it's deep inside of this monster is the remnants of a holy knight. And King's basically saying, don't let your guard down, and so on and so forth. And that's when Gowther leaves to take care of, that meliodas kid, bring him back to the town. And he brings him back and basically tells him to go back to the town. I'll take care of the monster, so on and so forth. So the monster starts attacking them, and so on and so forth. And it's a pretty big thing. And Bon and meliodas punch the holy shit out of it, leaves dents in its faces, but then returns to normal. I was like, okay, so this isn't going to work well. So then when we actually see, they get hit by it, and they get thrown into this teddy bear thing, which is the thing that King has. It is a form of the spear. And basically it turns into this teddy bear. It's known as Guardian. And it has the ability to shape it, to do shape shifting. It has to do with the moss on the tree, apparently. The moss on the tree, the spear tree. The moss gives it the ability to shapeshift, I believe. Let me just make sure of that. Yeah, sacred tree protects itself from outside enemies by shape-shifting the moss. And he also goes on to say that the moss will parry any physical attack, and the body contains a high concentration of water. It is resistant to fire. And then after he says that, the monster attack, one of the heads shoots frozen breath at the Guardian. I was like... And then it was like this one-liner from Bond. He says, but it's weak to cold. He's like, no. That was funny. Then, like I said, I told you already what the rest of the chapter was. But, And we then have Bond and meliodas picking up weapons. Bond's picking up a whip. Meliodas is picking up a sword. And meliodas goes in with a shield and a sword. And that's when the monster spits from another head venom. Actually called despair venom. And that's when meliodas brings out this sword and he starts using it against him. And we see King saying, didn't really think that that weapon like that would work on a monster like that. His weapon is being regenerated, the spear. And meliodas brings out this thing called Enchantment Hellblaze. And it's black flames. And I'm like, yo, he's got black flames. That shit was epic. That was pretty awesome. I was balling over that. That was pretty awesome. Bond was just thinking about how he remembered that, and so on and so forth. And meliodas is going in to attack it a second time, but he hesitates because the Holy Knight is about to say something. He says, "Don't me plea." And apparently, when he said that, he probably figured that he meant, "Don't kill me, please." So Bond's like, "Do it, no, you idiot," and so on and so forth. And that's when we get a huge blast, which is, I think, from Gowther, and he basically uses Fox Hunt Bond to get meliodas out of there. And he basically saying to meliodas, "You're being so naive. Why didn't you just kill it? You're supposed to kill it and everything." And we just see meliodas looking at it. And Gowther's saying, "Are you fighting amongst yourselves?" Then after that, we have the final part of the chapter, which we go to Elizabeth, and she's thinking about eating something and everything. And we have Diane. She's thinking, well, what's happening with the captain and the others? Are they okay? And we get a knock at the door. And the door opens, and she's like, "Welcome," and everything. And we see Kane, and she's like saying, "Sir Kane, I think you fought meliodas back in Bism, right?" And he's like saying, Kane's saying, "Impossible. This must be a dream." What? Liz. And that's when the chapter ends, and it says on the bottom, "The name of the person meliodas could not protect. What will Kane's next words be?" And it says for chapter next to be continued in chapter 57, scenes from long ago. So apparently, Kane believes, at least that's what it seems, believes that Elizabeth is Liz. Because that's what it said. It said, "The name of the person meliodas could not protect is Liz." So I'm not suggesting this completely, but there's a possibility that she might be related to her. But it's really conjecture, because you don't really know for certain. But the fact, and Kane might be just delusional. That's the other thing. He might just be delusional and he's not in the right set of mind. But then again, he might be in the right set of mind and just thinking that, this person is Liz, the one that meliodas couldn't protect. But we don't know that. We would have to wait until next week to find out. But overall, this was a great chapter. It was like in that monster. That monster was beast, man. He was frozen breath, venom. Oh my god, that was sick. Acid coming out of his mouth, frozen breath coming out of his mouth. I was like, where did Superman come in here? I don't understand. That line is so cheesy. But yeah, had frozen breath. Like, whoa, that's amazing. So yeah, pretty awesome. And then we had the meliodas use an interesting move. That Hellblaze thing. That Hellblaze thing was awesome. Oh man. That was awesome sauce all around. I was like, goddamn, Black Flames. Black Flames for the motherfucking win. That is just, so epic. But he hesitated, so I'm guessing several things could happen here with this monster. I think they're going to try, I don't know. I think Gowther wants to kill it, or he wants to bring it back to its original form. But I think they want to kill it. So they're obviously going to figure out something to have to deal with this monster. But there's that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this chapter. And God knows what is going on with Kane. I want to say, even though he's an old man and everything, I think he thinks Elizabeth is Liz, the one meliodas couldn't save. And by that juncture, maybe he feels that Elizabeth is related to Liz. Because remember, it was stated, I think this was way back during the tournament, the Bizzle tournament. It was stated that Elizabeth might have came from the village that was destroyed by meliodas. Possibly. But we have to wait and see. But overall, great chapter. Some moves were shown. That was pretty awesome. Got Jericho in the hiding there, so she's going to be showing up soon. And this mystery now with Kane. This is This is pretty awesome. I can't wait to see next week's episode. It's probably going to be a flashback. I have a feeling because, I mean, the chapter is called next week Scenes from Long Ago. Yeah, so maybe we'll get like a scene where we see meliodas with Liz along that situation. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Bankai 922. See you guys later. Toriko Zone? Possibly. If I can. Because another thing came out. Kamigakiru. Oh, shit. Yo. That chapter. I'll get to it, people. I'll get to it. But for now, I'm Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. What's up with Kane? Gotta find out. We'll find out next week. Some connection with Liz and Elizabeth. We'll find out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.